Super cool. See, very basic intro, welcoming everybody. And you have a YouTube channel for like editing purposes. It's perfect to kind of have some type of thing that like separates each one. So, anyways,
Well
welcome
done.
everyone
Well
back.
done.
Yeah, to my college football series. And I am excited, although everybody thinks I'm weird when I say this. I like talking to my rival fans. Like, I like talking to them because I feel like the NFL builds like you have to beat your division and then you have to like go out into the NFL. I feel like in college, it's like you have to be better than your rivals and then you
Yeah.
worry about everybody else. And so that's why I like talking to them. But anyways,
Okay.
you and I have talked, we've connected, we've done a show together, all the things. So it would not be a complete series if I did not have you here talking about your Oklahoma Sooners. So for those of you that don't know, this is my top 25 and this is my top 25. So nobody knows where their team is going to release, what number they're going to release, and I won't spill anything. So when it comes out,
I got an idea.
Yeah, you'll either love me or hate me, depending on where that falls. But before we get started about these Oklahoma Sooners, tell people about you, anything you want to share, like about you. All of your channel stuff will be plugged in the description. So anything you want to let us know about you.
Yeah, I'm Jason Watkins of Hall of Fame College Football. We do the obviously we do that morning show. It's Rise and Shine College Football, and then actually on Saturday nights we do the late shift on there as well. And then we have the Jason and the Coach show, which is what kind of started the whole thing for me a couple of years back. Actually, I'm in my third year now. I just hit year 3. So it was in June. It was right about 2 days ago, and I just didn't even think about the day. But yes, so we're at 3 years time. Started off with a buddy of mine, and then the coach jumped in whenever the buddy got too busy, and it evolved into mostly a Sooner show. So it's, I love college football all the way around. I'm obviously, I went to OU, and so I'm an OU guy, but I covered college football for about 20 years as a reporter. It's not it's not really anything new, but I love it. I mean, so I like to talk about all kinds of it, and I certainly love this rivalry for sure.
Yeah. Do
there's
you?
something about it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you okay?
I
I think that's actually an interesting question. Like, do you like having Texas as a rival? Because some people like their rivals, they're like, oh gosh, I don't even.
Well,
some people like kind of the, what it represents and everything it stands for.
Yeah, listen, I mean, to me, it's the best rivalry in college football. I mean, I know a lot of people in the SEC are going to argue with that. They're going to say the Iron Bowl. And then, of course, Ohio State, Michigan fans are going to say you guys are nuts. But
yeah,
I don't think that there's more of a more bitter rivalry that, and I mean, it's different. You go to the fair, it's kind of in the hood down there. I mean, but everybody goes anyway and just gets after it. And, I've seen fights. I've seen people not fight. I've seen everybody. But I know that, and even like last year, the Cotton Bowl is such a shithole right now. They need to fix it.
But they need to upgrade it.
It was so bad. But I tell you, though, no matter what, and even the loss, it sucks. It's that's the one thing. You can either go and get your heart ripped out in there, or you go and you enjoy every freaking second of it. Now, when you lose, all the little shit from the Cotton Bowl really drives you crazy.
Yes, it does. The lines at the bathroom, how hot it is.
It was brutal. It was brutal. And it was hard getting in. I mean, they've had it kind of funneled out. It's weird the way they've got it. I know they're working on it, and not to just trash them too much, but they ran out of water in like the first quarter where we were at, so it was not good. Yeah, so it was hot. It was hot, and it wasn't. And then, of course,
and they moved the game time. Though, to be fair,
so,
they moved the game time because the game time, for those people that don't know, used to actually be at 11, and it was kind of like this rolling joke. Yeah, it was a running joke that like you would go get wasted, whatever, stay up all night, and then you'd have to just like go to the game because you never really had time to like go do anything. Obviously, that was in our younger age,
even then.
Yeah, but
brutal.
Now it's at 2:30, and I'm like, I don't know if I like the 2:30. Do you like the 2:30?
I like it better for getting there because just even when when you try to get there and you've been, whatever you've been doing the night before, maybe like last year, I drove in the day of the game. I just hauled ass over there. I'm 5 hours away, so, but I just hauled ass in there. But even then, it's like you get in there and. I called the guy that had my ticket, or I mean, I had my ticket, but he was like, I'm sitting with those guys. And he was just like, yeah, we're stuck in line. And I was like, well, I'm just now getting into like passing Fort Worth and all that stuff and headed that way. But, oh man, and then, you can ride the little train or whatever, the buses and all that other stuff that they have, but it's just a pain in the butt. But once you get in there.
Hi, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn on those notification bells. And if you're filling up to it, don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section below.
Then, it's all right. But even then it was tough. It was real body to body, a lot of it, until you got in. And so I actually got in there 5 minutes after him, and I talked to him an hour before that. You know what I mean? So I got to the seat 5 minutes later, and he was still, they were still, they just barely got in. So yeah, but it's a fun rivalry, and even I think most of us are I mean, I'm not always like, I'm pretty petty about it sometimes, but I do think that most of us, we can have a conversation about it, and it's an okay conversation. I mean, but we're going to say what we like to say, and we're going to say what we believe. And I think that it's as real as it gets, and I think that that's okay. I think that college football is built on hatred. It really is. That's what you love about it the most, is that you hate your rivals. So,
and I think the other thing that makes it good is, like, at least for us, and I think Ohio State and Michigan may be able to say the same thing, is we've both been good. We've both been really good. And so we understand what it is to be really good. And we kind of understand what it's like to kind of be like, like, what was that? Okay, whatever. But you still want to be better than Oklahoma, or still want to be better than Texas, or I think that that's healthy. Because at least like where you're trying to get to. It's like, because that team is usually there. Like, if we're not good, you guys have been better longer than we have, obviously. But it's
but even those years, there's even those years that Oklahoma's been the clear better team and gotten beat.
Yeah, and that's what makes a rivalry, right? It's like, you just never know. You just never know. So I love that.
I remember the Baker. I've been to 5 of them. I've been to 5 Red Rivers, and Oklahoma's 3-2 in my 5 Red Rivers. And one of them was the Caleb Williams game, which, I mean, you almost had to. Now, 2 of them the 2 of the wins, you almost ended up feeling bad for them, because one of them was Landry Jones's last year. He and I went to the same high school and stuff like that. So, I mean, we're from the same little small town in New Mexico. That year, I was living in Vegas still, and me and the guy that I worked for, we were working in timeshare. Don't even ask, but we we decided we were going. He's a Texas fan, I'm an Oklahoma fan, and I mean, it was over. I mean, this was the biggest, like the most lopsided Red River game ever. And I remember at halftime, I mean, I was ribbing him early, and then by the time the half rolled around, I didn't have anything to say. I didn't have anything to say after that. You almost just felt, because when it's like that, and I think even like last year and 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I guess it would be now, whenever, the 49-0 game was, thank God.
Well, but that's the thing. That's why I always tell people, it's like, when you beat up on your rival, it's not as fun, because you also need them to be good. Like, that's what I always say.
You want them to be a game.
You need the game to matter. And especially now in this college football landscape, it's like, we need Oklahoma to be better. And do we want them to beat us? Well, no, but you do want them to be better, because at the end of the year,
you don't mind beating up on them a little bit too. I mean, sometimes you rub their nose in it a little bit. And I think with OU winning 7-10, Texas fans are enjoying this right now, that they've been able to get those. Oh yeah, and they should. You know what I mean? I get it. It
so speaking of that, let's talk about this year then. So obviously, we all know what happened last year. No need to revisit it. We all know what happened. It's a new season. It's a new year. Everyone's team is going to the playoffs. Everybody's team is winning the Super Bowl. Everybody's team is doing everything right now. Okay, we're in June. Okay, so in June, everybody's winning everything. In July, everybody's winning everything, and in August, everybody's winning everything. And then the games have to start. So, how are you feeling about this season, this team? Like, what would success be for Oklahoma?
I think that Oklahoma's got a really good team. They have a defense that is going to be lights out. I think you're going to miss Danny Stutzman a little bit. I think you're going to miss Billy Bowman a little bit. They were leaders on the team as much as good players, and now they're in the league and everything. But I think that the talent on that side of the ball particularly is different than it's been in a very, very long time. Really, it's the defensive line is ridiculous. The secondary, I guess. I mean, if Gentry Williams is healthy, I think that you've got him at corner. He was a freshman All-American. You've got another freshman All-American in Eli Bowen on the other side. young at safety, but you're talented at safety, right? I think that there's a possibility of them doing very well. Now, they do have a really ridiculous schedule. You're playing probably 8 top 25 teams on the season. 7 of them probably, from Texas on is just, murderer's row. It's brutal. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah. And I think, we don't know. We have the bye week 2 weeks before Red River, which actually I think kind of favors Oklahoma in that deal because y'all had wanted to swamp the week before and we got kids stayed at home. So I'm all right with that part. But then you turn around and we're both going on the road after that. And so, and I don't know what I've been saying that I don't really think much of South Carolina because I don't. But I do think I think Lenoris is pretty good. And I'm not sure that he's able to win on his own, but I think that's a tough place to play. I think the good news is that you get him in the daytime. I don't know how good that is for Oklahoma, except for that the Willie B doesn't get as wild in the daytime. You know what I mean? Fair. It's just, I think a lot of the SEC stadiums are that way. So I think they may have caught a break there. I think they should beat them. They should have beaten them last year, but it was a bad game. I think that as much as I look at that schedule and think it's tough, I expect them to be in the hunt for the playoffs with 2 weeks left. Whether they make it in or not, I'm not too sure. If they're doing that and they hit 8 or 9 wins, I think 8 is kind of it's what the bar that everybody's kind of setting in Oklahoma to not fire Brent Venables. I'm going to tell you, I don't think they're firing him unless it's really, really bad because they owe him too much money and you're trying to put that money into your team. I don't see them paying him $35 million to walk. I just don't.
Yeah. And so are you one of those fans that believes that even if you all lose games, but it's close and it looks good and you're almost there, but at the end of the season, you're looking up at 6-6, but you go, man, those 6 losses, we could have beaten all of those teams. I would not be happy with 6-6 again, but. Okay. So is that, so where is the measuring stick? Is it 7 or is it 8?
I'm just going to tell you, I don't think they're going to fire him for anything worse than 6-6.
Okay, fair.
And I just don't. Now, the number that everybody seems to act like it is 8 wins, right? Okay. Again, I think that the schedule's tough. But what I will say is, out of our SEC games, 6 of our 8 opponents have first-year quarterbacks. Brent Venables' defense against the first-year starting quarterback is probably advantage Oklahoma because they have basically, I mean, in my opinion, this is the best defensive line in the country. They're as deep as they can be, especially on the interior. And then they've got R. Mason Thomas that had a fantastic year at edge last year. They've got, I don't know what we really think about.
Something's beeping. You're on mute.
I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay, I'll edit it out.
Okay, sorry. No, but Marvin Jones Jr., edge rusher out of Florida State, he was at Georgia before that. He hadn't really lived up to his billing up to this point. Okay. What I do know is that they've got a lot of depth there, too. There's a lot of youth there as well. You've got guys that were coming in as top 100, top 150, 200 guys. You had Jaden Jackson, who was a freshman All-American as a defensive tackle last year. You've got Dominic Williams coming back. He was a freshman All-American when he was at TCU. They played for the national championship. And then obviously David Stone being the number 1 defensive tackle in the country last year in recruiting. Now, he didn't get as many snaps as what he probably would have wanted. He was a little banged up last year, but also it was a deep room then. But you've got, I mean, even Marcus Strong and G-Baby, Grayson Halton. I mean, they are loaded on that. I think those 2 interior defensive linemen, they're running about 7 or 8 deep that they're going to run those guys through there. So that's a good news because even if you are, and I think that if you're going to have any hiccups on the defensive side, it would be in the secondary a little bit.
So I'm assuming I'm assuming though that the strength is that defensive line.
For you. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
strength of the
definitely the
team.
best. I think it's the best thing on that team. I would say I think that John Mateer is going to be very good. Obviously we got to see it, but
Yeah.
he's a leader. He's come in as a leader. I think that in ways that like Jackson Arnold last year was scared shitless of this defense, and he wasn't getting hit, but he was afraid of it. So he's on the menu, of course, week 4, which I think a lot of people think that's hilarious, but I don't know if I kind of wonder if it feels like a lot of people around Oklahoma said that they broke him in the spring, all the way back in the spring, they broke him. So it is what it is.
So what do you think the weakness is, or what do you think the area of concern is?
Yeah, I would say that I don't know if it's a huge concern. I think that what we saw last year was injuries. The wide receiver room was decimated. The offensive line was decimated. Now, we did get some solid guys through the portal on the offensive line, a couple of really good guys. Jake Michaela that might end up playing center, and I don't know that anybody really expected him to. Simmons, they got Simmons coming in, and he was, he's coming from a smaller school, but the guy is, I mean, he's a huge guy. He's been a tackle. Look, he may be behind Jake Taylor right now, but the thing is that you've got guys like Jacob Sexton's coming back. He is the clear alpha dog on the left tackle. But Logan Howland really played very well there. At the end of the year, I think that the line played a lot better than people really act like they did.
So are you concerned about the offensive line more so, or the secondary?
Well, no, definitely. If I had concerns, it would definitely be. I feel like the secondary, the pressure that they're going to get up front is going to help the secondary, right?
Yeah.
So I would tell you that it's not that I'm super concerned about the line either, but I need to see them kind of gel together and do what they need to do, and stay healthy. Look, I just want to see them stay healthy because that was a big issue. I've never seen a season like this before, really. That they had their 6 best receivers out. They had 9 different offensive line combinations throughout the season in 12 games. I mean, that's insanity.
It was insane. I was just like, this is and I'm one of those people that's like, I hope they figure it out against other teams, I guess. But like for my team, I don't care if they figure that out.
No, and I get it. I mean, look, there's no love. I mean, again, look.
Yeah. Well, let's just get to the next question then.
Fall apart against us.
Yeah, exactly. What is the game on your schedule that you look forward to the most, and why?
It's always the Red River, It's always the Red River. I love it. And I do think that, honestly, this year is a little different because we're going on the road to Bama. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think that the South Carolina and the Tennessee game should be both. I mean, South Carolina I was hoping was going to be at night, even though I think it would have been a tougher venue to play in at night.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive we'll be playing Tennessee at night. And then, I mean, I'm looking forward to a lot of them, but I would tell you that probably Bama and then the home game to close out the year against LSU, Oklahoma kind of owes them too. They have not been good against LSU. And so
I like it.
And they had an opportunity to win last year, and then they hurt Garrett Nussmeier. He goes out. They gave him a shot of something. He came in like Superman after that. So
modern day
their
medicine.
asses up. Oh, it was wild.
Yeah.
I mean, but for whatever reason, LSU seems to have their number. Now, the good news is you get them in the Palace this year. So the hope is that they – and here's the thing. I think that you get down to those last 3 games, and you've got Mizzou. They owe Mizzou one. Mizzou's got Big Mouths, and they're trash. But, yeah, it's like another Okie light almost, But those 2 out of those last 3 games, you got Bama on the road. I think Bama's going to be looking for revenge in a big way because Oklahoma just kind of whipped their ass last year. Nobody expected it.
And it was embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. Beat the crap out of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that I expected that going in.
Do you have anybody on your schedule, the way that it's structured, that kind of feels like a trap game, or feels like a game where you're like, ugh, I hate that this one is right here?
Maybe like Auburn. I think that Auburn, if you overlook them, they could hurt you because they're good. They're really good at receiver with Cam, and then they brought in the Kevin Singleton from Georgia Tech is a stud. Now, I think that the reason that I feel like it's trappy is because nobody thinks much of Jackson Arnold after what we saw last year. And so
that's actually a really good point.
The concern would be that, and I think that it's every Oklahoma's like nightmare to think that Jackson would come in and beat you.
Right. Because then you would have to kind of question some other things.
Things will get super hot super now if they lose that first game.
That's actually first game. Okay, that's fair.
But I also think that Michigan's going to be. It's not going to be a pushover. That's week 2.
Perfect. Okay, I was just wondering if you were going to say that at all. Obviously they're not in the SEC, so sometimes I don't want to say it's a wash game. It's not a wash, but you know what I mean. As far as
it's an important game for Oklahoma
division, right? But I was just wondering how you felt about that one. If you were.
I look at that game as a good test. So what we saw last year from this offense was garbage for an Oklahoma team, right? Yeah. We're used to seeing Oklahoma light it up.
Facts.
And it's the worst offense I can remember ever. So even though I don't think that this is, there's reasons that are behind it, but there was so many of them. I mean, the offensive coordinator was shitty. The quarterback was shitty. The injuries were happening. And it was just one thing after another. To be honest with you, they had opportunities. They really should have won. I think they had opportunities to win 5 other games.
What game was it last year?
If you win 2 more of those, you're at 8. You know
where was the game last year though, where it was like they were winning and I thought they were going to win, and then was there like a late fumble in return or a late?
Oh yeah, that would be old Jackson Arnold at Mizzou. Yeah.
Okay, I just remember because I was like, okay,
winning with 2 minutes left and losing regulation.
And it was like a weird fumble, wasn't it? Or like something random?
Well, nobody touched him. He just booted off his knee. And
that was the one. I remember thinking, I'm like, man. Listen.
He was so not it. He was so not that guy.
Yeah.
So not that guy.
Let's hope that it kind of goes like that. I'm going to ask this next question, but I think I know the answer.
Go ahead.
If you had to win just one game this season, which rival game would it be?
Obviously this is easy for us because it's Texas, but I'll be honest with you. You just brought up that Mizzou game. That's left a bad taste in people's mouth around Norman. And the way that Drinkwitz was talking shit afterwards, he was talking shit about Bob Stoops for whatever reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like, and Venables, so I don't know if you know about the Taylor Green situation where he was an offensive lineman for Oklahoma as a freshman. He was a freshman All-American type, starting at the end of the year, really good. And they tampered with him, obviously, very badly. And then he split. And even though they caught him like moving his stuff, they're like, what's going on? Because they had bumped up his NIL and did all this other stuff. And like, come to find out, it was his dad says that he was getting shit on by Missouri people because they're from there. They're from Missouri, and he has an insurance company. Well, all this stuff went on, and like we were kind of pissy at other OU fans because the supposedly they were going on and like giving bad reviews to his dad's business. No, it turned out that it was Mizzou fans.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and just like how remember the whole A&M debacle that they had going on, where the blanket thing, they sent the blanket to Theo Weiss. It was drinking. I think he's such a freaking nerd. I can't stand the dude.
Interesting.
So we want to rub their nose in it some. We basically have the same record against them as you guys have against A&M or we have against Oklahoma State. So we don't think about them much, but losing that one and having them run their mouths like that, yeah, they've got one coming for sure.
Telling an A&M fan that we just don't think about them very much is the funniest thing ever. They're so
That's triggered. How I feel it. If you ask an Oklahoma fan about Mizzou, it's like we don't think about them at all. You know, Sankey was calling them a rival. We're like, they're not a rival. What do you mean?
Yeah. My favorite thing is when people say like, so as a Texas fan, what do you think about Texas A&M? And I'm like, I don't. I
think they're a bunch of weirdos.
And that's just like they can do them, right? BU, like Texas A&M, cool, right? That's your tradition, that's your university. But like when when I'm thinking about like my team and
I'm
schedule,
not a huge
and
A&M
stuff,
guy either. I think they're a bunch of weirdos and they're a bunch of assholes too. And they think, I mean, in Oklahoma owns their asses just as much as you guys do.
And I will be fair, like there are some lovely people that are Texas
Some of
A&M
them,
fans.
yeah.
That cheer for Texas. There's just like everything, right? There's lovely people,
Of course.
but their extremes, like every fan base has the extremes. I get
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
some fan bases extremes, I'm like, whoa.
Tennessee, they're nuts.
Yeah, and Tennessee hates us too because they're like, who are y'all to come into our division? Da, da, da. And we're like, we also don't think about you that much either.
The whole
Chill.
UT, who's UT thing is always weird to me.
Yeah,
too.
and we're like, who cares? We'll take
Why can't you
Tex.
both
I
be-
actually like Tex better than UT. Actually, like I love that we're called Tex. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, but
well, Tennessee. So last year for the Tennessee game, and this started before the season ever started. I had people chirping a lot at me about this and that. I mean, we were doing preseason shows and stuff, and just like, and I never disrespected them. I thought that they were going to be good. I did think they were going to, and they were good. Their defense was ridiculously good.
Mhm.
But I still think we should have beat them. But anyway, they got to talking mad shit 2 weeks before, and me and Boganowski were talking about it on the morning show. I ended up clipping what we were talking about. They're like, man, they're talking a lot of shit, and they just think they're going to walk in here and win by 50. And they literally were saying it. I got 150,000 views on TikTok with that one.
That's funny.
And every one of them talked shit on TikTok. It was like, what the? I've never seen anything like it. It was fun. I didn't have a problem with it, but it was just like, wow, man, these people are crazy.
Yeah, I always say I don't poke unless you poke me. And even then, most times I'll just be like, it's not that serious for me. Like if I got to play, I think I would talk.
But it was funny though.
I think I
was surprised at how many people made it a point that they said they were going to win by 50. They win by 10. And really, they were lucky to get away with that game. If it wasn't for Jackson Arnold being a turnover machine at the start of that one, we would have had a really good chance to win.
Yeah, because
it was bad. But even after
the fact, they were like, I wanted to say something though.
Told y'all we were going to beat the shit out of you. You won by 10. Shut up.
I think as we moved into the SEC too, like, and I'm just speaking as a Texas fan, I don't know if you feel the same way. I feel like people were like almost ready to come at us more than we were ready to come at them. Like in a way, we just left a conference. We were just kind of happy to be considered amongst the big boys, like we were just happy that like it's
exciting,
new, it's
right?
new teams.
I'm still excited about it.
We get to go to new places we've never been. Like we don't even know how we feel about these teams because we have no experience. We don't know. And we're just kind of going through figuring it out. And so obviously Texas just happens to be really good last year. And that's debatable because some people will be like schedule, cool. Yeah. But y'all are getting more excited for us to play you than we are that even know you because we're new.
Oh, well, they want to rub our noses in it for sure. I don't think that
we're new.
I'm wondering how many of these. Well, because here's the other thing. If you're not Georgia or Alabama,
you're going to say the same thing I always say. Don't welcome me to the SEC.
Extent. Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit either. But what I was saying is that if you're not one of those four teams, that SEC chant thing, you ain't going to hear me doing that. I don't do it. Yeah. I think it's cool that they're in the SEC, but I don't give a shit about anything. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm an Oklahoma fan. That's it. So to me, it's like, but see, those other teams not named Georgia, Bama, LSU, and to some extent Florida, what do they got? They're nobodies. They have won way less than Oklahoma or Texas. Oh, y'all played in the shitty Big 12. It wasn't always like that. It wasn't always. In fact, the Big 12 used to be the better conference.
Even when Georgia like beat us at home and they're like, welcome to the SEC, welcome to the big leagues. I'm like, you haven't beat Georgia at all. So like, what are you talking about? Like, welcome to the big leagues.
You're here.
Like,
you're in our house.
I don't even think A&M has ever played Georgia. So like, how can you welcome me into something you've never experienced?
Them once in 12 years, right? Once in 12.
So like, what are you welcoming me to? Like, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Hey, yeah, listen, when you start winning something, Aggie, then talk.
It's weird. I know. I'm just like, y'all can have that.
But that's how I feel about Tennessee. That's how I feel about Mizzou for sure. But even like you started hearing stuff. I mean, and then of course losing to South Carolina sucked because then you gotta. Yeah. You got to listen to them, and they suck. I'm sorry, they're terrible. It's just I don't believe in them. I just don't think they're going to be good.
That's what and the cool. That's what I just always tell people.
Beamer's a clown.
People just need to realize that like we are new to this conference. Obviously, they know that, but like we don't have any. We don't have any
pride here. We've got more. And the thing is that to me, here's the deal. If you're going to sit here and try to thumb down Oklahoma and Texas, do you know who you're doing that to? Because they have as much pride about these two programs. There's as much pride about these two programs from the fan bases as any team in the SEC. And and you have a lot more success than almost all of them.
Yeah. I just think it's funny
aside from Bama, really. Aside from
Bama. We just like and I tell people this all the time, and you know this. Texas is going to be relevant in almost every single sport we have a team. Yeah. So you might get on me in football season, great. But for basketball, for baseball, for softball, for diving, for all those, for track. But I'm just saying though, like, so if you come at me in August and September, just be ready for me to come back January, February, March, April, May, June, because I'm just saying. So like, anyway, I just think like people are so quick to like welcome us, and it's like, we don't know you. We're like coming to a party and everyone's been there for years.
Most people have been pretty chill though. I think for the most part, people have been okay, but it's social media that sucks, right? It's like the social media side of it is it's
interesting. It's an interesting.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anyway, so next question is if you could bring anybody from college football onto your team, who would it be and why?
Yeah, I was looking at that when I'm thinking about it a little bit. I think that we're pretty good at receiver. I really do. There's been some injuries even in the offseason that they've been a little worried about. It looks like they're going to be healthy, so I'm not too worried about this. But I think if you could add Jeremiah Smith to your team, you're really good right now, no matter what, right? It doesn't. I just think that he's that guy. I would say him probably. I mean, I love our quarterback situation. I think that John Mateer is going to be really good. I think that Michael Hawkins is really good. I think that no matter what happens, I think that they can handle that. But I guess explosive, you need some explosive plays. That guy's an explosive play waiting to happen. I like a lot of the team that we got, though. I think that getting Jaden Ott was big. But I think Giovanni Gibson is going to turn a lot of heads. I know he played in the FBS, or the FCS, I'm sorry. At Arkansas Pine Bluff, the guy is legit. I mean, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. He kind of reminds you of CeeDee Lamb a little bit because he's, as long as he is, he moves quickly and gets in and out of routes really good. He broke his leg, but he looks like he's okay and going to be ready. He's talking about being ready for week 1. I don't know if that's really doable.
Maybe that's his goal for himself, though. So
that'd be fine with me. My thing is be ready for Texas. That's what I want in there for that one. Because we should have enough depth in that room now. Because of all the guys that were hurt pretty much are gone. You have some of the freshman guys back, but that's the other thing is I think that there's a freshman at Oklahoma that may very well turn into kind of that Jeremiah Smith type, and it's Elijah Thomas. He's turned into a freaking monster. He's already up over 200 pounds. He's ridiculously fast. He was at the gym. They were doing like a dunk contest, and he easily won this thing. Freshman, and just monster. So I like a lot of these guys, but yeah, I think it'd have to be Jeremiah Smith. I don't know, who would yours be.
I don't answer these questions, sir.
Oh no, yes you do. This one.
I am not here to answer these questions.
Who would you want to add? Come on, don't do that.
I mean, I wouldn't turn down Jeremiah Smith. See, my biggest concern. You could say
Ryan Williams too. He's a stud as well.
So. Yeah, my biggest concern with Texas though is I don't know how stout this offensive line is going to be. So if you tell me that I can actually add a center that is going to be phenomenal, I think that honestly takes us over the edge. If I'm being
they're new, but they're still pretty good, aren't they? At least that's what I always hear.
So they're not new. They've been in the program. They're new starters though.
4 out of 5.
There will
right?
be new starters. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
for me, if you tell me that I can't, if you tell me I have to take Jeremiah Smith, I'm not going to complain. But if you tell me I can get like a center or a left guard that is going to be stellar, fantastic, all pro, all world, all everything, I might take that center to pair with Manning, because I think that
you kind of had to protect him a little bit, right? I mean, you got to be worried about him as a first year guy.
Yeah. So, and I think that solidifies that, and I don't have to worry about it. Whereas I think we have enough receivers and things to figure that out. But again, I'm not going to say no to Jeremiah Smith.
That stuff.
I'm not going to turn down Jeremiah Smith. But if you ask me, I'm like, give me a like perfect center or a perfect left guard.
Somebody to cover his butt. Yeah.
Yeah, just in case, right? So, and if you give me the left guard, because our left tackle will be fine. If you give me the left guard, I kind of know the left side is at least good. That makes me feel good.
You lost the best left tackle in college football, though. I mean, that's
his backup though. I think is ready to go.
I think he is too.
But again, I'm one of those people that I feel like the most important part of my team, on any team I would build, would be my offensive line and my defensive line.
No
That's just how I feel.
That's the SEC. That's the SEC.
Yeah. And so if I can get that solid, somebody give me that guy. And if you say he's not available, you have to take Jeremiah Smith. You know what I say? All right, Arch, throw it sooner. Like, it's fine. Like, we'll figure it out. Yeah. But
he'll be open. Throw it.
Yeah. That or like a healthy CJ Baxter. I think that makes the world of difference too.
I like your running back situation for sure.
Yeah. So, and I always say this, and this episode is not about Texas, but I always say, like, you can say whatever you want about Texas. If they click, it's going to be very hard to beat us. And when I say click, I mean Arch and he doesn't have to be spectacular. He just has to be good enough. And
he has to not turn over the ball.
He has to not turn over the ball and make plays, move the chains.
Take advantage of opportunities. Take advantage of, and that's the way I feel about the Oklahoma offense. Yeah. I would tell you that the biggest question would, I think it's definitely, can you hold up and keep these guys safe and not turn it into a turnover fest? Because it was so bad last year. I mean, literally in 12 games that Jackson Arnold played with us, or 13 games total, I think he started in 13 total games between last year and the year before. The bowl game or whatever. Yeah. He had like freaking 12 fumbles.
No, he wasn't very good. Period.
No, he was not good. He was not good. And here's the thing. There's a standard there when it comes to OU football and quarterbacks. They've been great at quarterback. And so,
that's fair.
And even when, I mean, and I think Bill Bedenbaugh, number one, is, to me, he's the best offensive line coach in the country. I think Kyle Flood's right there as one of the best as well. I think that you've got what's his name that's at Clemson now. He was at Georgia before. It's
I know you're talking about.
If I was trying to think of his name, I'd have it. But anyway.
And whoever's at Miami, obviously. I mean.
Yeah, Mario Cristobal is the head coach, and he was a great offensive lineman, right? So but they're really good. The Notre Dame offensive line coach is ungodly. I mean, they do their thing. So
yeah. But
Bill Bedenbaugh has more money in the NFL than any of them. You know what I mean? He's gotten these guys, he is the thing. He's behind Orlando Brown. He's behind, I mean, there's a ton of these dudes. So he's got more money in the league than anybody else as far as their contracts are concerned. He puts them out there all the time. But I think that he kind of I think that the questions that, I know that in 2020 and 2021, you had the COVID year and the year after that. Something was up with the way that they were recruiting, but they only added like 4 total offensive linemen in those 2 cycles. What the hell was going on? And I don't think it had to do with Bill Bedenbaugh. I think it was a Lincoln thing. Whatever was happening. And I know he was pissy about going to the SEC. That was not a thing for him. He was not happy. So we know he doesn't want to play the SEC. But anyway, stinking Lincoln. Hate that guy.
Wouldn't be an Oklahoma episode if we did not throw a little bitty shot at Lincoln Riley.
Fuck Lincoln Riley, man.
Anyways, the last question is: what do you want us to know about Oklahoma 2025? Like, what are your thoughts heading in the season? Like, what do you just want us to know that we should expect, or just that's on your mind that maybe you don't hear a lot of people talking about?
Yeah, I think that there for a while everybody I think was sleeping on them. I don't think they really are now. You know what I mean? I think most people are are kind of there. I was hoping they'd stay asleep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's how I am with my Steelers.
Let them sleep.
Like, just leave us alone.
Yeah,
I can't hide. I can't hide Manning.
They suck. They're terrible. Yeah, no.
And I can't hide Manning. There's nothing I can do about that one. So.
No, and he's getting so much love. I think it's a lot to expect from the kid. I do, but I do think he's going to be very good. I think he's going to be very good. I just think that, and it's going to take a bunch. It's going to take a bunch.
Yeah.
Getting back to Oklahoma, I think that there's questions, right? And I think that there's a lot of those questions. I think that they're going to be a lot better than a lot of people think that they are. Certainly better than most Texas fans think that they're going to be. And even though I think that some Texas fans don't feel that way, I know that you're not necessarily in that boat, but I'm saying a lot of them, they just, no, they suck. They're not going to be good.
Yeah. I
think that they got a good shot at winning the game. I mean, you always got a good shot at winning the Red River game because it is what it is. But also, I think that they have a very good shot of making the playoffs. Now, am I predicting it? Not necessarily. I think that they probably land around 9 wins. If it's 8, if it's 9, as long as, like I said, I think success for them is to take another step forward. The biggest part of success for me would be to see Brent Venables be a little better situationally as far as CEO stuff. I think we kind of talked about the same thing with Sark. Sark is really good at a lot of things. Some of the stuff you kind of, in the crunch time, you're like, what did he just do that for?
Yeah, what happened? Where'd you go?
Right. Where was that? You know what I mean? Why did you get away from the script that was working so well, Sark? I've seen him do it, and I've always been like, what is he doing? But
yeah, I wish I could ask him.
But I would tell you, like the Ole Miss game, you should have won it. They were winning at the half. They ended up they lost Jacob Sexton in the game, which was a big part of that. But they had a 3rd and 4th and manageable. They're on their own 35, which I don't think you have to go for that there, right? You don't have to. But you call a timeout, and it's near the end of the 3rd quarter. You're down 10 at this point. At some point, you're going to have to go for something to win, right? And if you call a timeout, you better send a fucking play out. Don't send the punter out there. Do not send the punt. Right. Because if you're going to punt there, you could have taken a penalty and punted. It doesn't matter. Don't use a timeout that you know you're going to have to use. And when he did that, it was just like, oh, you know what I mean? It's one of those, and we've seen a couple of those moments that you're like, damn it, Brent. And I think he's a fantastic coach. I just think that he's not really gotten completely comfortable as a head coach yet. I think his culture is good. I think that his ability to coach defense is fantastic. I think that he reaches the kids. I'd love to see him be a little more decisive on Saturdays.
I love it. Well, tell people where they can find you. Well, before you do that, I want to thank you for not just like talking to me about this, because this is phenomenal, but for you just always being supportive of me, and for you being like encouraging and all the different things. I think everybody knows this, but I'm just going to verbally say it. I think anytime there's a woman talking football and dare her have an opinion and dare her be a little bit sexy and dare her be all the things, it's always a problem. And I just appreciate everybody that I can come in contact with that is like lovely towards me, respectful, gracious, allow me on your platform, coming to my platform. Yeah, like I just want to thank you, because like I said, I say this to you like other times, but I wanted to verbally say it to you here for the world, because people need to know that you're amazing and that you're welcoming and supportive and all those things. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, and I enjoy your show. I really do. I think that you're doing a great job with it. I think it's fun, and I don't do all this, women don't know football bullshit. If you can know football, watch it. Pay attention to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one thing I've seen with you is you take it serious to understand things on a different level than just topically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, and I don't want to call it necessarily casuals, but I think there's a lot of casuals out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I
that's
always
okay.
say
it's cool.
I always say there's fans of football and there's people that like watch football. I watch football like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm watching I'm embedded. Yeah.
You're getting in the weeds with it. You know what I mean? We're like, why are they doing this and why are they doing that? I mean, I like to watch film. I like watching film with no sound. I want to see it all. I'm weird, but
I appreciate that.
I think that
tell people where they can
refreshing
find
to see that from you. And the even though I think that, and I'm sure that you catch a little bit of hell from it. I mean, and people just automatically assume that you don't own it. But
Always.
it doesn't take long before they can know that, yeah, she's not.
No.
I think it's impressive. It's
and
impressive to
when I
me
don't
because you
know
just take it head on. You don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't. And in the comment section, I'm going to respond. And I am okay. I admit that there's things I don't know. And that is why I make a video so somebody can tell me the answer. Because a lot of fans will be like, I don't know that. And they won't try to seek the answer. No, I want somebody to tell me why this is happening. I need to know why I can see it and you can't.
But
So
anyway, but beyond even the knowing the game stuff, just so I want you to understand this I think you're a fantastic creator. I think that what you've done with these series, like this NFL stuff the NFL series with all the fans, I've loved it. And I haven't even seen a ton of it because I've been busy with stuff too. But anytime I see it pop up, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this.
Yeah,
I think it's great. I think it's great, and I think that this is going to be a fun one as well. I can't wait to see it. I expect that Oklahoma's probably going to be 25th or something.
I was going to say, don't be mad at me where Oklahoma is. Okay, just don't be mad at me.
I'm not going to be mad at you.
I actually have a really cool way that I think I'm going to do this. I think, you know me, I'm always trying to think of like a different way. Like I could just do
this
it.
This is why I think you're very, very good.
I could always just go to like
super creative.
I'm trying to think of exactly like because I could go to ESPN and be like, oh, ESPN said this. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm like, you know what? I think I thought of what I'm going to do today. Yeah. So I have figured out what I'm going to do. And then, no one's going to like everything I do anyway. So it's fine. I like though people being like, why does she do this? And then kind of being like, you know what? I kind of get it. I don't necessarily agree, but I at least get it. I'm okay with that. So
hey man, I loved it. And
yeah.
I was watching, you sent the one earlier. I had a lot of fun with that one. The one that you did with the
Arthur Moats.
Arthur Moats, yeah. What a cool show he has. I didn't even know he had one.
Yeah.
Cool. I know you got a little messed with too. Screw that guy.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm used to people. I'm used to being a trigger to some people. And honestly, at this point in my life, I kind of accept it.
Yeah.
If you're going to let me trigger you, I'm here to trigger you. So, anyways, I appreciate you, Jason.
Richard Petty. So it is. I don't even care.
That's funny. I appreciate you. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Boomer.
Oh God.